Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating and kind of strange habit we all seem to share, this tendency to search for life in empty places. And we're going to start with a pretty bizarre request made by none other than Henry Ford on his mentor's deathbed, a story that, believe it or not, holds a powerful lesson for all of us. Okay, so let's set the scene. We've got one of the giants of the 20th century, the automobile titan Henry Ford, and he deeply, deeply admired his mentor, the legendary inventor Thomas Edison. So, it's 1931, Edison is dying, and Ford just can't stand the thought of losing him. So he makes this truly wild request to Edison's son. He asks him to capture his mentor's final exhale in a test tube and seal it up. Now, why would he do that? Well, it seems Ford believed that this little vial might literally contain the very essence of Edison's genius, maybe even his soul. And for the rest of his life, he reportedly kept this test tube with him, like this strange, sacred relic of a great mind. But here's the thing, right? Ford's test tube held nothing, just air. It was a desperate attempt to find life, to find inspiration, to hold on to something real and tangible in a place that was now completely empty. And what's so wild is that this story, this searching for life in an empty place, it is not new at all. In fact, this whole idea of a futile search takes us way, way back to a much older story from the book of 2 Kings, one that follows a remarkably similar pattern. Okay, so picture this. A group of prophets are in a panic. Their incredible leader, the prophet Elijah, had just been taken up to heaven in a whirlwind. I mean, a totally miraculous event they saw from a distance. But they just couldn't quite wrap their heads around it.
Now, Elisha, he had been right there with Elijah when it happened. He knew what was what. He understood his master was gone from this world, and that searching was completely pointless. But his disciples, just like Henry Ford would centuries later, they just couldn't let go.
They insisted and pushed so hard that Elisha finally just gave in, and so they sent 50 of their strongest men on this massive 3-day search. They scoured the mountains, they combed through the valleys looking for any trace of Elijah, and of course, they found absolutely nothing. And this right here, this is the core of the whole thing. They saw a spiritual, heavenly event, a man literally ascending into the sky, but their first instinct was to go look for a physical body, something tangible from the past. They were stuck looking backward, completely missing the new reality right in front of them. So the crucial point here isn't just about this one group of followers messing up. The source material we're looking at highlights this as a deep, recurring human pattern, and it draws this incredible parallel to another very famous story. You see, centuries after Elijah's disciples were searching the valleys, Jesus' followers did almost the exact same thing. After his crucifixion, they went to his tomb. And even though they'd been told about a resurrection, where were they looking? In a place of death. They were searching for a body, unable to grasp the brand new spiritual reality. So in both stories, you have these devoted followers who are looking backward. They're totally fixated on finding something they can see and touch. And because of that, they were completely missing the incredible new thing that was happening right in that moment.
All right, so all of this brings us to the central takeaway from this whole analysis. A simple 2-word command that really challenges this fundamental human instinct to look for life where it just isn't anymore.
And let's be real, we all do this. We cling to past successes, or a relationship that's long over, or maybe an old version of ourselves, hoping we can squeeze out the same life and inspiration that was once there. We're all just staring into our own empty test tubes, expecting a miracle from a memory. So when that exhausted search party finally gets back empty-handed, Elisha's words to them are this perfect, gentle rebuke. You can see the original language on the slide, and in English, it's basically, "Did I not tell you not to go?" It's a question that echoes right into our own futile searches today. So if this is such a common thing we all do, if we're all looking for life in these empty spaces, what's the solution? How do we break this cycle? The core message, shown here in its original language, is incredibly simple and direct. Stop. Do not search. Just stop. Stop looking for life in the tombs of the past. Stop trying to find a living presence in places that are defined by absence. You see, the message is a call for us to shift our focus. It's about putting down the empty test tube, turning away from the empty tomb or the empty valley, and actually embracing the new era, the new life that's right here in front of us right now. And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In our own lives, in our careers, in our relationships, what are our empty test tubes? Where are we spending all our energy searching for something that simply isn't there anymore?